This is going to be a beginner and casual friendly guide to Affliction Warlock in Season 3 of The War Within. So on the left here we have our highest priority spells, and on the right we've got our lowest priority spells in the build. I am going with Hellcaller for the hero talents here, although really it doesn't matter which one you go for, Hellcaller or Soul Harvester. You're basically just going, it's just like one spell difference. So do go with whichever you prefer. If you want to get my UI, by the way, you can get this on my Patreon, excluding these big old bars in the middle, of course. That's just for the tutorial. So we're going to start off with raiding, or therefore single target. And if you don't know Affliction Warlock and you are completely new to it, it works off basically a dot system. Dot meaning damage over time. So you've got lots of spells here that all do damage over time. Number 1, Agony. So your number 1 priority is to maintain Agony on your target at all times. You can see Agony damage sometimes generates 1 Soul Shard. Soul Shards are a resource that we can generate as a Warlock, and we were going to be spending those on Malefic Rapture, mainly. So, Agony basically inflicts increasing agony on the target. It causes damage over 18 seconds, and the damage starts low and increases over the time. Now, like I said, it starts low. So you can see on my target here, 6 stacks, 7 stacks, 8 stacks, 9 stacks. The damage is going up the longer it's on. When you refresh it on the target, those stacks stay at the higher level, so try not to let it drop off and keep it up on your target at all times. The second one is going to be Wither. Now remember I said that there's a small change if you go with the other hero talents, if you go with Soul Harvester. Basically, Wither replaces your Corruption. The only difference in the rotation is that rather than Wither, you'd be using Corruption here if you went with those hero talents. So again, the next one is Wither. Maintain this at the start of the pull when you go in and keep it up at all times. This is basically going to do some instant damage and also a lot more damage over a period of time. Third is going to be Unstable Affliction. This afflicts damage over a long period of time. The end, basically. And then we have Haunt. A ghostly soul haunts the target, dealing damage and increasing your damage dealt to the target by 12% for 18 seconds. So again, we want to maintain Haunt on our target that has all of these dots on at all times, because it's going to be increasing how much damage we do. Now, if you are at your maximum amount of 5 soul shards, then at this point we want to be using Malefic Rapture to spend some of those soul shards. Now, I have changed my UI a bit here, of course, so as you can see on my UI right now, I have 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 soul shards. So at this point, if you've got all your dots up and you've got nothing else to press at that point, only use Malefic Rapture if you now have 5 soul shards, so because we don't want to overcap on our soul shards. Then we have our Shadow Bolt. We want to be using this if we have 2 stacks of something like Nightfall down here. You can see that buff. I'm just going to go into my talents to show you it. Nightfall. Wither damage, which is this damage here, has a chance to cause your next Shadow Bolt to deal increased damage. It'll be instant cast when affected. If you've got 2 stacks of that buff from your Wither damage, then we're going to be using our Shadow Bolt at this point in the rotation or priority list. After that, we then have Phantom Singularity and Soul Rot. Phantom Singularity places this above the target and it consumes the life of all enemies within 15 yards, dealing damage over an amount of time and healing us. Now, we only want to be using our Phantom Singularity when this one is off cooldown, Soul Rot. Wither away all life force of your current target and up to 4 nearby targets, causing them to suffer a massive amount of damage. So basically, you want to use your Phantom Singularity and then use your Soul Rot with it. Then we're going to summon our Dark Glare. Summons a Dark Glare from the Twisting Nether and extends the duration of your damage over time effects on all enemies. So basically, you only want to summon your Dark Glare when you've got all of these damage over times up on your target so that it can extend them all. It will also blast the target for damage, increased for every damage over time effect you have on the current target. So again, you want to make sure you've got all of your damage over time effects up on the target before you summon that Dark Glare. Lastly, we're going to cast Malevolence. Dark magic erupts from you and corrupts your soul, causing enemy suffering from Wither, which is this one, to deal to take even more damage and increase its stat count. While corrupted, your haste is increased, and spending soul shards on damaging spells grants 1 additional stack of Wither. Wither works a little bit like Agony does, in the fact that it will have stacks building up on the target. And then, pretty much, if we've done all of these things in the rotation, and there is nothing else that we can press, then you're just going to be spending your soul shards on Malefic Rapture as many times as you can. And we're just going to go round in that loop as much as possible, and that is your single target rotation. I'm going to go into the Mythic Plus rotation, or the AoE rotation, which doesn't change much. It's in fact a little bit simpler. I mean, this is quite a simple rotation anyway. Get your dots up, use your cooldowns, spend your soul shards pretty much. So as you can see here, not many talents are really changing with the Mythic Plus build. The main one is going to be that we lose our Phantom Singularity and get Vile Taint instead. So number 1 is to cast Seed of Corruption. It embeds a seed in the enemy that will explode, dealing damage to everyone nearby and applying Wither to everyone nearby. Then keep up Unstable Affliction on your priority or primary target, and keep up Haunt on the same primary target. Cast Vile Taint, obviously where everyone is standing, unleashes a Vile Explosion at the target, dealing damage over 10 seconds to 8 enemies, and applies Agony and Curse of Exhaustion to them. So that's going to put Agony onto everybody nearby. Then we're going to use Soul Rot, we're going to use Dark Glare, we're going to use Malevolence, and we're going to cast Malefic Rapture as many times as we can. And that is pretty much it. That's all we're really doing in the AoE version of the rotation. A few utilities and other bits and bobs I want to talk you through very quickly and briefly. I don't want to overwhelm you as a casual or beginner player. I would recommend you go through all of your talents and spells, however, once more comfortable with the rotation, just to see how things fit together a bit more. Burning Rush is going to hurt you, but it will give you some speed increase constantly until you turn it off. Dark Pact sacrifices 20% of your current health to shield you, plus an additional amount. We have Spell Lock, which is basically from your demon here, and this is going to be your interrupt, interrupting your enemy's spellcasting. Don't forget we've got things like Soul Stones to actually basically get a battle res. We have Unending Resolve as well, hardening your skin, reducing all damage you take, and granting immunity to interrupt, silence, and pushback effects as well. Not a huge amount of utilities there, but we have got some curses you may want to look into as well. And there you go. If you're looking for other specs or any other classes in Season 3 of The War Within, then check out the playlist on screen. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, if you would like to get the UI seen here, excluding these big 2 bars, then you can get that on Patreon.